Episode 5. When Unity Became a Weapon. The steppe had stopped resisting. That was when it began to move. After the old order fell silent, something unfamiliar spread across the land. Not peace, coordination. Tribes that once circled each other like wary animals now rode in shared directions. Camps formed faster. Messages traveled farther. Decisions no longer dissolved into argument. Unity had arrived. And unity, the boy knew, was dangerous. At first it felt like triumph. Followers came willingly now, not as refugees, not as outcasts, but as representatives, voices of entire clans placing themselves beneath his law. They brought gifts, horses, stories of enemies still clinging to independence. They asked him what came next. He did not answer immediately, because unity demands purpose, and purpose always demands sacrifice. The first campaign beyond the familiar lands was small, deliberately so. A border tribe that refused the law, not powerful, not symbolic, just defiant. The boy did not ride at the front. He watched how his people moved together, watched how orders were carried without question, watched how victory arrived not as chaos, but as inevitability. When it was over, the land was quiet, too quiet. That night, he walked alone beyond the fires. For the first time, the silence did not feel earned. It felt heavy. Unity had solved many problems. It fed more mouths. It ended infighting. It made resistance inefficient. But it had also done something else. It had removed choice. Those who followed no longer asked if they would ride, only when. A young warrior approached him near dawn, eyes bright, voice unsteady with pride. "We are unstoppable now," he said. The boy studied him. This was not arrogance, it was belief, that frightened him more than rebellion ever had. "Nothing is unstoppable," he replied quietly, "only unfinished." As the seasons turned, the land beyond the steppe began to feel closer. Borders thinned, enemies felt smaller, and the boy, now a man in all but name, felt something new take root. Distance. Not from danger, from consequence. Orders were given from farther away. Deaths reported as numbers. Victories summarized, not witnessed. Unity had become a weapon. Efficient, reliable, impersonal. The sky watched as it always had. But now, when the man looked up, he did not search it for acknowledgement. He measured it, as if wondering how much of the world it still covered. This was the moment the tribes would later celebrate, the beginning of unstoppable expansion, the birth of an empire in motion. They would call it greatness. They would be wrong. This was the moment the law stopped protecting people and started using them. The age that forged him had sharpened its blade, and soon the world would learn what unity does when it no longer asks permission. To be continued.